So basically, the WEF, the World Economic Forum, wants to use AI to censor the internet. It's like, man, these guys are crazy. Like, they don't want anybody's truth. They don't want anything. They don't like the truth. They don't want any other opinion out there. They just want their opinion. They want to control everything, because that's how it was for them prior to the internet. Because people were brainwashed. People were just kind of went along with everything because they didn't know the truth. The truth shall set you free. But prior to the internet, most people didn't know the truth. They didn't understand what was going on in the world, because we were only had access to a small amount of information, because they controlled everything that we saw on TV. They controlled everything we heard on the radio. They controlled everything we saw on the news. They controlled everything. It's a consensus-based media, consensus-based entertainment, consensus-based education, and consensus-based medicine. What that means is small group of people at the very top of all these organizations control what everyone below them says, can say or do or teach or give medicine or whatever. It's a small amount of people. It's not independent. It's not every single hospital, does their own protocol, does their own thing. No, the whole nation has to follow along with this consensus of this small group of people. Same thing with education, same thing with entertainment, same thing with media, same thing with everything. They all follow this small group. So what that means is all the media that we watched, that we listened to before the internet, it was all coming from this small group of people. Or they had to approve it. Or if there was things that they couldn't talk about, there were things that they couldn't touch, certain aspects of society that they weren't allowed to report on. So now with the internet, now people have access to a lot more information than they did prior to the internet. Prior to the internet, like I said, everything was controlled, what we saw, what we heard, everything. Now the internet allows us to see a lot behind the scenes. We get a lot more transparency into what the people at the top are doing, what the people with all the money are doing. All the people, celebrities, politicians, world controllers, just anybody and everybody. We can see more of what's going on. We can see past events. History that was taught to us in school, it was from a consensus based. This is what you can teach about history. This is what you can't teach about history. And so now we get to see a lot more history. Unless you read a lot of books before about history, you really didn't know what was going on. You just trusted your education system, you trusted the media, you trusted these people to give you, the information. You just took it for granted, like, oh, okay, yeah, that's true. But now we can see history, we can understand history, we can see what's going on in the world, and a lot of it is not very good. And so they don't want us to see that. They want it to go back to the way it was prior to the internet. They want to keep the internet, but they want to limit it, just like conventional media, non-internet related media. They want to be able to control it like that, because they want to control what people see and hear. They don't want us to see the truth. They're like little cockroaches. You turn on the light, you give them a little bit of transparency, and they freaking run in the corner. They don't want any transparency. They want 100% transparency for us, 100%. They want to know everything we do. They want to know the money we make. They want to put chips in our head. They know what our heartbeat is. They want to know everything about us. They want to know where we go, what we see. They want to know everything about us, 100%. They want to be able to push a button and stop our car. They want to be able to push a button and turn off our bank account. They want to be able to control us and have 100% transparency for all of us, zero transparency for them. They say we're all going to own nothing and be happy. They're going to own everything. They're going to say what goes. No one else is going to be able to say anything else, and that's the way they want it. And that's not a just and fair society. That's not a free society. That's not a God-governed society. God gives us our sovereign rights, and we need to have those sovereign rights, and that's what the Constitution is, and that is what they're trying to destroy. They're literally trying to destroy the Constitution, take away the Bill of Rights, because the Bill of Rights limits what they can do, and they don't like limits. They don't want any limits. They want to be able to do whatever, whenever they want, and that's what's going on. So now they want to use AI to censor. So anything anybody says or something that they don't like or goes against what they say, they'll block it. because they don't want the truth getting out there. They don't want a difference. They want to be the sole proprietors, the sole voice, the sole, soul, so to speak. They want to be able to control everything. And this is just another step forward towards that, using AI to censor people, like to censor everything. And they've already been censoring. This is illegal. It's against the Constitution. It's against the First Amendment. Congress shall make no law limiting speech, limiting the religious, limiting. Congress shall make no law. That restricts Congress. That restricts them. They don't like that. They don't want to be restricted. They want to be able to do whatever they want. They want to be able to stop anybody from speaking truth, speaking anything other than what they're telling us. They want to be able to stop that. And what they're doing is illegal, goes against the Constitution. But right now, they don't care. People are just getting censored left and right. And it's so unfortunate because a lot of people are going along with it. They are not caring. They just don't care. They're not like fighting, and that's what allows them to do what they do. It allows them to do what they do because people aren't fighting back. If they do something like say somebody beats you up and then you don't say anything, it's just like, okay, so this person's gonna beat you up again because you don't say anything. You're not fighting back. You're not saying, hey, look at this guy over here, he's beating me up. Hey, police, come here, help me. Arrest this guy, he's beating me up. You know what I mean? If you don't fight, if you don't speak up, if you don't fight back, if you don't see something, say something, that you are agreeing to allow it to happen. You have to speak up. You have to say something. You have to fight back. Otherwise, it's just going to keep happening. And you are complicit. So all this legislation, all these laws that are passing that are allowing criminals to run free and do whatever they want, they could still, up to $300 worth of stuff, and the cops aren't even going to come out. They go to jail and they just come right back out. It's like all these things, and then they recommit, they kill people, they do all this, they get let out and they do it again, and it's a continuous cycle, and nobody's saying anything. They're not seeing something and saying something. Like if the whole state, if the whole country was like, spoke up and said, we don't want this, we don't want this, they would have to stop. The reason why they continue doing it is because nobody's saying anything. They're turning a blind eye. They're not looking. Like all this stuff that's happening is because of the legislation, and people are just like, I don't care. Those types of people are the people are complicit. You're for these criminals being released and killing people. That's your fault. If you're not speaking up, if you're not saying something, it's your fault that all these people are dying, that all these people are getting robbed, that they're losing their businesses, that, all the, whatever, all these problems that people are facing, these kids committing suicide. That's on your shoulders because you're not saying anything. You're not speaking up. Okay, you believe in this whole left, right. I got to fight against Trump. Oh, I got to fight against Biden. It's like, no, the left and right must unite. The left and right must unite. Because we are going down the wrong path. Anyway, like I said, they're trying to use AI to censor everything on the internet, okay? And, people need to know about this. People need to stand up and fight back, because once they gain a certain power, it's nearly impossible, to get them to give it up. When taxes first started, it was supposed to be only for a few months. Does that sound familiar? Oh, only a few weeks to stop the spread. It's like, that's what they say. And once they get it, the sky's the limit. I mean, look at taxes now compared to when they first came out. It wasn't even that bad when they first came out, but now it's freaking crazy. So anyway, my point is, like, you give them an inch, they take a mile. We need to say something. See something, say something, fight back, or you're a part of it. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Take care. See you next time.